Hello, my name is Mark Goodacre and I'm sitting in the Fellows Garden at Exeter College, Oxford, thinking about the synoptic problem. And one issue in the synoptic problem that doesn't get enough attention is Matthew's special material. There's a load of material in the Gospel of Matthew. There's only in the Gospel of Matthew. And it's across a range of different stuff. A lot of it is sayings material. Even some of the stuff in the Sermon on the Mount is unique to Matthew, but there's lots of other sayings material that is unique to Matthew. There's parables that are unique to Matthew, like the parable of the 10 virgins, the parable of the sheep and the goats, the parable of the unmerciful servant. So a lot of sayings material. Also some interesting narrative material. The coin in the fish's mouth in Matthew 17, one of the most extraordinary stories in the Gospels. I sometimes test my students and see if they can recognize that that is a piece of a canonical gospel, because in it what happens is Jesus is challenged by Peter about paying the temple tax, and Jesus basically says, yeah, pay the temple tax and go and fish and open the fish's mouth and you'll find coins in there to pay the temple tax. Strange story. You've also got stories like Pontius Pilate's wife, has a dream telling her husband to have nothing to do with this man. That's only in Matthew. Also, in the same trial scene, you have Pilate washing his hands, literally washing his hands, not just metaphorically. You have, at the crucifixion of Jesus, a whole bunch of people who rise up from their tombs. They come forward from their tombs. There's an earthquake, again, only in Matthew. And then people come out of their tombs. And Matthew says, after the resurrection, they appeared to people in the city. Much of Matthew 1 to 2 as well, the birth narrative is unique to Matthew, although there are little points of contact with Luke's birth narrative, lots of it's unique to Matthew. So where does this come from? I mean, some people think that, it was very popular back in the day. They just thought this must be, Matthew must have found this in a source, which they called M for Matthew. Not such a common view these days, because it looks like this is stuff that Matthew's just integrated into his rewriting of Mark's gospel. And so a lot of people think that this is simply material that Matthew is composing himself. Maybe he has oral sources for it, or maybe he's just composing it from his head, from scripture, and so on. And then you've just got the question, well, why does Luke not include it? Well, sometimes it's kind of obvious, because some of the material is sort of odd, and Luke needs to make space in any case for his fresher material, because he's got a whole bunch of his own special material, the L material, that he needs to find a space for in his gospel.